Tuesday, Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. My name is Wale Scott. Welcome on the show. Now, Mukael, let me take the story first and then we'll talk about I've been held responsible for different things. I'm a rebel, I'm a critic, and I'm always criticizing Amaju Pinnick. And I won't stop until it changes. But Sunday Dare, somewhere along the line, people are beginning to say, Wale, you are changing, you are beginning to take sides with this guy. But taking sides with what is right, really. First of all, the guy came on board, and he said the government don't have money. And then he went to meet businessmen in Nigeria, Dangote, Baba Jebu and the rest of them, and to beg them, please, help us renovate these stadiums across the nation. And they did. The Abuja National Stadium has been done by Dangote. Baba Jebu is almost done with the National Stadium in Surulere. Port Harcourt Stadium is doing very well. And then now he ensured that our first female gold medalist in Nigeria, Chioma Ajunwa, got the house they promised her. They gave her a car. They gave her some money. And then the most successful team in Nigeria, the USA 94 team, have gotten the monies they expect. So if I take sides with him, I guess I'm kind of right.
The truth is, what is right. And when we see it, even if we do not like someone personally, it is only right. Otherwise, we're hypocrites to call out what is good about the person with as much fervor and as much
as we call when it's bad.
When it's bad. So it's only right. What is right, no matter if people like it or not. And in this case, it's good to point out that there are developments that we're seeing under the Sunday Dare administration of sports in Nigeria. And until we accept that these things, when they're done right by people who do have a vision, they're actually setting an example for future administrations, and we now know what to expect going forward. That this is the level that even when someone comes in and says we're cash strapped, this is the level of impact that they can make. And you going forward, anyone who's vying for the job, you have no excuse.
True that. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday redeemed houses allocated to the 22 members of the 1994 Super Eagles. Buhari, represented by Hajia Ramatu Tijani, the FCT Minister of State, gave the order while commissioning 76 housing estates built in Lokoja, Kogi State. Now, Buhari expressed regrets that 28 years after the Super Eagles' exploit in Tunisia, where he beat the Zambian team to emerge champions, the promise of reward of the houses to each member was not fulfilled. The president ordered the keys and title documents will be handed over to the players at the commissioning of the houses in other team members' states. The Super Eagles defeated Zambia 2-1 in 1994 Nations Cup final to win their second title. Now, Nigeria won the 1994 edition of the Nations Cup hosted by Tunisia with a set of players considered as the greatest team in the history of Nigerian football. Now, Emmanuel Amunike scored a brace to give the Super Eagles a victory over the Chipolo Polo. The 1994 team, where Austin J.J. Okocha was so good he was nicknamed twice, Sunday Olise, Samson Siasia, Stephen Keshi, Augustine Eguavoin, Emmanuel Amunike, Rashidi Yekini, Victor Ikpeba, Mutiwade Poju, among others. Rashidi Yekini, Uche Okafo, Thompson Olia, Wilfred Agbonavare, and Stephen Keshi, who played for Nigeria in that tournament, have since passed on. Okay. Okay, well, this is believed to be the best team Nigeria has ever brought out in history. Ever. USA 94.
I know they say justice delayed is not justice denied,
True
but
that.
when people who have been expecting, yes, something for so long have now passed on, and in their absence, that thing is actually delivered upon, it is justice denied. I mean, we need to realize that instant reward, instant gratification for the instant work done by our athletes has to be the modus operandi going forward. It has to be the status
But
quo.
like I've always said on the show, it's always a case of the heat of the moment. These politicians just say these things in the heat of the moment, as in the euphoria that we've just won. The question is, do they really mean it?
But they have to.
28 years after. Really,
The reason why this is upsetting is because our government officials represent us, the people.
True.
When they make, even in the heat of the moment, promises, they're representing us. And when they are not meaning it, when they are lying, it means that we have been roped into a lie. We are participants in a lie.
Okay. We have a lot of things to talk about today. So the Champions League resumes today, and we have fixtures for matches to be played. Okay. Manchester United, my team, will take on Atletico Madrid.
Yes, I was up on
Thankfully, it was all Anthony Elanga that got the goal for
Yes.
Man U.
I was all up on my feet when Ronaldo scored the hat-trick on Sunday. But more importantly, going forward for this match, it means that Ronaldo may be back to his best. He hasn't been playing to his best most of the season, but he hasn't also been surrounded by players who are playing at his level.
True that.
And even when he's not scoring goals, you see the movement, you see the hunger.
Well, Manchester United manager Ralph Rangnick is hoping Cristiano Ronaldo can reproduce his form from the weekend when they face Atletico Madrid in the Champions League match later tonight. Okay, he says he's going to, which means we're expecting the match tonight to be everybody looking for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes.
He got a hat-trick out of nothing.
The truth is, if this team was as good as it should be, a 37-year-old Ronaldo, even as good as he still is performing, he should be able to be rested for a game or two, knowing that when the time of the season comes, the business end of the season comes on, when you're in the must-win games, you can rely on him to start fresh and able to perform. Under Zinedine Zidane, in I think his last season, in the treble-winning first period of his stay at Madrid, that was the way he managed Ronaldo. Ronaldo wants to play every game, but mostly it's because if he doesn't, there's always a possibility that while he's sitting on the bench, his team is going to lose, and he's not a loser.
Well, okay. Now, many Arsenal fans said they were sympathetic towards the supporters at Chelsea, although they will enjoy potentially watching their city rivals' recent success come to an end. Chelsea are currently in limbo as the UK government imposed sanctions on their Russian owner, Roman Abramovich, who is trying to sell the club due to his alleged relationship with Vladimir Putin. The situation has caused questions to rise over ownership in the club. Now, before I go to that story, Arsenal fans, you used Chelsea fans yesterday talking about their situation. But Arsenal fans too have come out and said, listen, yeah, we would want them to lose all the time, but this is not right. Really.
It's not. I mean, you wouldn't sanction Roman Abramovich if he owned the biggest oil company in Britain, knowing that thousands of people's jobs depend on it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't sanction the company and tell it not to carry on business as usual.
If they were doing essential duties,
Yes.
you wouldn't do that. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there are ways around this by which you limit. The point of this is to, by the way, limit Roman Abramovich's access to wealth, money that he can then pass on to Vladimir Putin and then fund the war.
Bro, Vladimir Putin will always take care of him if push comes to shove, though.
Yes, but ultimately, these oligarchs own what they own because a lot of the institutions, a lot of the organizations they run are former state-owned companies that were passed on to them, sold after the USSR collapsed. So obviously, when someone like Roman Abramovich owns a steel company in Russia, he needs a way to get his money out into the open, into the international market, so that it can double it, triple it, and become the billionaire that he is.
Let's hear what the Arsenal fans have to say supporting Chelsea. Well, Arsenal fans, sympathizing with Chelsea fans.
Those boys, those first three guys speaking,
obviously Nigerians,
they pointed out something very important. Even at Arsenal, Alisher Usmanov, an Uzbek-born Russian business magnate, who's an oligarch himself, sits on their board. You talk about ownership in this regard and the consequences of what this action against Chelsea could mean. The truth is, when times are rosy, a lot of these businessmen from parts of the world that maybe the government is suspicious about their money come into the Premier League, and it's okay. They sail through the vetting process because they have the money to come in and develop these clubs. Now, when something unimaginable, unacceptable, and something that cannot be ignored, like a war, happens, suddenly Abramovich is this big devil in England. What happens when the next time it's the Saudi family, royal family, who are being targeted? I mean, they've done plenty of shady things as well. The killing of a journalist a couple years ago. Okay. Right, all they got was a slap on the wrist, not even really a sanctions to the level that Russia has been receiving. And certainly the person himself who was named as the culprit, the head, the person who made the call, he's now an owner of a football club in England and
Newcastle. Okay. I've always been a big fan of this guy. I thought by this time he will be one of the greatest in tennis at this point. But he's not. But I don't like it too when somebody drops points. Daniel Medvedev lost his world #1 ranking after being defeated by Gael Monfils 4-6, 6-3, 6-1 in the third round of the Indian Wells on Monday, while Rafael Nadal beat Britain's Danny Evans 7-5, 6-3 to stay unbeaten in 2022. Gael Monfils. He was always my favorite at the points, but he just never got there. He beat Daniel Medvedev and takes #1 spot off him.
It takes consistency to be great, to achieve greatness, and talent alone doesn't do it. I think I love watching Medvedev, but even #1s must lose once in a while.
Sure that.
So,
wow. Now, I remember a particular sports presenter, sports journalist. He's still there. He changed his name from his father's name to his mother's name. He used to be Larry Echejile. Then he became Larry Zamuje. That's his mother's name, maiden name. And Lewis Hamilton has come out to say, listen, I was left by my father when I was 2. And I'm going to have to add my mother's maiden name into my name. So it's going to be Lewis something Hamilton. We know what. I think I have the name here. Labastia. Labalestier.
That will be
so
long.
It's going to be Lewis Labalestier Hamilton.
He will always be just Lewis Hamilton to many.
To everybody, yeah.
So I don't know if it will make a difference. But
so he was speaking at an expo in 2020 in Dubai, and we just might be hearing a Lewis Labalestier Hamilton in future. Lewis Labalestier Hamilton. We're going to hear that for a long time. It doesn't understand why a woman should lose her name.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Thank you very much, Bukayo. We'll leave you with the Bundesliga on the show today. Thank you very much, Shayo. Thank you very much, Sheung. Thank you very much, AJ, newly married man. Ajasa. Thank you very much, Onoja. Kufi had the cameras. You don't see him, but he makes you see us. Thank you very much, Femi downstairs, the powerhouse. He makes it happen. Thank you very much, everyone who's watched the show. Thank you very much. She insists I call her the delectable ego. Thank you very much, ego. Delectable. My name is Wally Scott. Join us same time tomorrow, Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart, do some sports.